Hello students! This video is designed to help you with the quadratic unit, which we went over in class. We're going to have a unit exam on this very soon, so that's why I'm doing a review. I have a couple of review problems that I'll put in a link on this video. I'd like you to try them and then come back here for the possible answers. The first one asks you to use the quadratic formula to solve. I will give you the quadratic formula. Here it is in all of its algebraic glory. Please try to use this formula to try to find the solutions to this equation. Pause the video now, and I will show you the answer in a moment. Alright, hopefully you tried to solve it. The first thing I did was I substituted the values of a, b, and c into my quadratic formula, and you can see that process here. I wrote down a, b, and c first. I reminded you in class that you should do that. Then I took the piece that was underneath the radical, and I put that all into my calculator. I can show you what it looks like here. I just took the piece that was inside the radical, as I said, put it into the calculator and press enter, and I got 12. So that's this step. Notice how the piece under the radical got much more simplified and everything else I didn't touch. Next I have negative 6 turn into positive 6. 2 times 2 is 4. I cleaned it up a little bit more. The next thing I did was took the radical and I simplified it. I know that the square root of 12 is equal to square root of 4 times square root of 3, which simplifies to 2 radical 3. The square root of 4 turns into 2. Then I turned it into two different fractions, which is 6 divided by 4, that's 3 halves, plus radical 3 over 2, which is the same as 2 radical 3 over 4. And I also have a minus version. Notice that this plus or minus gives us a positive version and a negative version. If you got this or something like this, for example, you might have gotten 3 plus radical 3 all over 2, 3 minus radical 3 all over 2, you're in the right ballpark. So nice work on that. Let's take a look at the second question. It says complete the square in order to solve. I have another video that shows you how to complete the square. So if you're a complete neophyte to completing the square, hopefully not if you're one of my students, please go check out that other video, then come back for the solution to this question. Alright, hopefully you had a little bit of a chance to try this problem. You maybe watched the other video. The first step in completing the square is taking that old c value that you had and moving it to the other side. So the first thing I did was added 6 to both sides. I got x squared plus 6x equals 6. The next thing I need to do is find out what my new c value is going to be. So that's the calculation I did out here. The new c value is going to be that old b value divided by 2 and squaring it. So remember in class we said cut it in half and square it. 6 over 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So we add 9 to both sides. 6 plus 9, that obviously gives us 15. And x squared plus 6x plus 9 is our new perfect square trinomial. We've just completed the square. Now we turn that perfect square trinomial into a squared binomial. This and this are equivalent to each other, and 6 plus 9, as I said before, are 15. We're taking the square root of both sides, but remember when you take the square root of a number, there is a positive and negative answer. So the next thing we must do is split it and solve it. Our answer, our correct and complete answer should be x is equal to the square root of 15 minus 3 and the square root of 15 negative square root of 15 minus 3 as well. You might be wondering, why did I not simplify this example, but in the previous problem I had the square root of 12 and I simplified it? Well, I know inside of 12 a perfect square exists. I know that the square root of 4 times the square root of 3 equals the square root of 12. However, in this example, there is no perfect square that factors evenly, or divides evenly, I should say, into 15. So I'm not going to simplify it because, well, I literally can't. Alright, I hope this video was helpful. Good luck studying.